Hi there everybody, it's Cycle Camp and I'm back again with my French Maz model 1949-56 in 7.5 caliber Swiss. Before I take this out to the range, I had mentioned in a previous video, these guys do have a susceptibility to slam fires or burst fires because of the heavy steel firing pins and today's modern lighter cartridge primers. So I'm going to make a change to the firearm in order to straighten it out and not have that problem. Not possibly have that problem. I don't know that it does, but I figure better safe than sorry. So basically what I found was something different than the other couple of methods I talked about in my other video. I found a company called Murray Gunsmithing who actually makes a little kit. And basically in that kit what they do is they take a regular steel firing pin, and then I'm going to just adjust this so you can read this real nice. And then they modify it so that you can actually see. I'm sorry, they modify it so it actually has a return spring on it. So basically, this is the company, Murray Gunsmithing, and you can see their email address here on the bottom: www.murrays with an S guns.com. And they make this little kit. It's about 35 bucks. It's not too bad. You'll notice there's a little note on here about the spring and all that kind of stuff. It has a tight end and a fat end. This is all you get, is this little piece of paper. So it's pretty straightforward. You pop the old pin out, you put the new pin in. Here's the actual pin that you get, and you'll see that they've turned down the end of the firing pin. They've machined it down and put this spring on it. Now they also give you, in the package, they also give you an extra spring. So that's pretty cool. On that, in case you're going to, they say, in case you're going to do thousands of rounds. And if you look at the markings on one of these actually, this apparently is a new old stock pin for this type of firearm. So it's an original pin. So I'm going to take this out and put it, I'm going to take the original out and put this one in there. So back up goes the camera. Not too high, right? Put it about there. Double check the focus because I always forget to do that. There we go. Okay, so as we remember from last time, there's a little button on the back of the receiver assembly. You push this button down. That allows you to slide the top plate forward, and then you raise as it's coming back. You should find a place where you can lift it and then raise it back. And there's our monstrous return spring. Now this time we'll remember to set the firing pin all the way down so we can get the actually I don't even have to take the bolt out, I don't think. Well, maybe I do. So we'll pull the bolt carrier back and remove it. We'll slide back the bolt and we'll remove that. And here's the original spring. You'll notice it's got, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got the same marking, the same zero marking that the new pin has. So again, let me get it where I can see it here. So you see it's got the same marking. So it is basically the same pin. You can see they're pretty much exactly the same size, and the only difference is they've taken this rounded shoulder here on the original pin and they flattened it out so that the new pin would go on there without spreading, right? So that's basically it. So all you do is take the new pin, you stick it in the mechanism, and you can feel that it's up and down, nice and springy like it's supposed to be. And we'll drop the we'll drop the bolt assembly back in, and we'll put in the carrier. I didn't get that in quite right, but that's okay. I've got to turn the pin just a little bit. There we go. And come on, carrier forward. Now we have the bolt carrier in forward. Now we're going to put in the bolt carrier return spring. This is the hard part. I was really lucky on this in the last video and got this to work pretty well. So we'll see if we can get it to work. So, oops, not that time. See if we can get it to work well again. Okay, so slide that forward, and we'll course, it's got a magazine in it. I probably should have taken the magazine out so I could operate the bolt. And that seems to have gone in just fine, no problems at all. I'll put the magazine back in. Oh, by the way, last time I did this gun, I told you it was direct impingement gas system. This is how direct it is. This is the tube for the direct impingement gas system that just goes to the front of the gun, and it just operates right off this bolt carrier. There's a little hole right here where I have my finger, and that's where it sends the gas in. It's a very simple system. Okay, so now that we've got the gun squared away and should hopefully have drastically reduced the chance of slam fires or burst fires, now we can take it to the range. Hi there, it's Cycle Camp. It's a lovely autumn day here at the range, and today I'm going to be firing the MAS, the French MAS 4956. Just at 50 yards. We're just trying to get an idea if it shoots straight or not. It's a beautiful gun. I've showed it to you in the other videos. One thing I didn't show you was the safety. The safety on this gun is very interesting. It's up here by the trigger, and when you pull it out, it actually swings all the way down and actually occludes the trigger. So if you were to try to fire it, you would know immediately that it was safe because the trigger is right there in the well for the trigger. So that's pretty neat. Today we're going to be using PPU cartridges, a modern cartridge, no Army surplus today, and they're pretty monstrous. They're pretty good sized. The 7.555 is equivalent, very similar to a Swiss 7.554 for French and 7.555 for Swiss. So they're very similar cartridges. Just standard jacketed hollow point, no big deal. Again, the MAS has an external magazine, and let me put my ears on and we'll pop a couple rounds down range and see how it shoots. Safety off. The front sight of the MAS is very thick. The front post sight is very thick. It covers up well over 1.5 times the width of the target black area on this. I have a standard slow fire target with a shoot and see on it, but I expect this gun is probably going to shoot high like most militaries do. So we'll take a quick look. Yeah, that's a solid thump. In spite of the size of the projectiles, the action of the gun and the weight of the gun really do a nice job absorbing the recoil. The recoil on this is not bad at all. This is actually pretty nice to shoot. The trigger on this firearm is very long. It has very long pull, and it's not creepy. It's nice and smooth, but it is kind of long, and there's almost no take up. There's no take up at all on this. The trigger's up against the wall the entire time. Got a double fire that time. I guess that new firing pin isn't working as well as I thought it was. And that's the last of it. So let's make the gun safe. Put our chamber indicator in. And we'll walk down and see if we're on target at all. Okay, we're out at the target. Let's take a look at how we did. And I would say we did spectacularly well. This is my shot. I believe this is when I had the double tap, the misfire where it went off twice. But as you can see, what an accurate weapon this is, at least at 50 yards. I was aiming right here. I had the pumpkin on the post, so I had the sight set up just like this. And you can see it was only 5 or 6 inches high, which is about right for a military rifle at this closer range. So other than the double tap, very impressed with this. I'll have to take a look and see if there's something else I need to do to get rid of that double tap. I thought putting the spring in there would stop that from happening, and that's why I took the chance on putting a fully loaded magazine in. So we'll see. When I get it home, I'll take a look at the spring and make sure it's not distorted and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's the shooting of the MOS 4956. Very impressive. Hell of a battle rifle. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to tune in to GunChannels.com if you want to talk to like-minded people that are interested in firearms and the shooting sports. And thanks again for watching. I'll see you later.